Hello everyone, ATR here, and it's time for some patch notes. Tomorrow, on the 3rd of September, we have the patch of patches, of course the patch, as you can see, that brings in the British forces into the game. Yes, of course, most of you have played it in the limited free trial, but tomorrow on the 3rd, it is officially added into the game with the patch. So let's go through the patch notes as we do, even though we haven't done it in the past couple patches. Sorry about that, but I'm gonna try my best to get it done all these times. So anyways, let's head straight into it. We gotta read it a little bit, so come on. So the British forces are added into the game. This includes the core army and 3 commanders, which is going to be the Commando Regiment, the Royal Artillery Regiment, and the Royal Engineers Regiment. There's going to be 8 new maps added, and you can see the list right there. Some of them you've maybe already seen in the free trial, Arnhem checkpoint, for example. But yeah, we should be getting familiar with these as the days go by. The British items are also now going to drop in the war spoils, which is great. It's 32 bulletins, 3 victory strikes, 4 skins, 3 commanders, which is the Special Weapons Regiment, Tactical Support Regiment, and the Vanguard Operations Regiment. Then British items are now available in the in-game store, which is the commanders and the skins. The British forces are also added to the leaderboards, yada yada, all that good stuff, right? The mod tools are going to be updated to include the British data, so that's also, as expected, I suppose. And then we also have some map list changes, which is removing Sittard Summer, Stalingrad, and Bystraya Boda from the auto-match list. And I can hear a lot of people screaming in... or shouting in glee, I should say, not screaming, as Stalingrad gets removed. Not a lot of people like that map. The leaderboard, there's also some changes. It says there that after 2 weeks with no games played, ranks will begin to decay. And after 4 weeks with no games played, players are hidden from the leaderboard view. Now, my question is there, like, if you're hidden after 4 weeks, like, if you're ranked 150, do you only now see 149 and then 151? Or, like, how does that work? I don't know. Whatever. We'll figure it out. And, of course, playing the game will return you to a viewable status in the ranks. The in-game store now has mixed bundles and mission pack tabs. Woo, more stuff to buy. Yay. So here we go. Gameplay update. So random AoE issues. Area of effect weapons had accuracy and penetration fall-off values that would make area of effect damage inconsistent. In the case with mines, it sometimes wouldn't do any damage when it obviously triggered. And yeah, we've actually seen this. I had caught it on a replay. Mine got hit dead on and no damage whatsoever on the vehicle, which is kind of shitty. So they removed the accuracy and penetration from the AoE. Accuracy values have been changed to always hit, and penetration value, I guess its values have been adjusted or have been changed to the same as the value of the weapon. There were a lot of issues that accuracy value and penetration values created with AoE, one of them being mine sometimes doing no damage even when triggered. We raised AoE accuracy so it can no longer miss, and penetration to match the penetration value of the weapon. So basically it means that the occasional or rare situation where a mine wouldn't actually do its damage is now, no longer the case, which is always good. So AoE weapon tuning. By removing AoE accuracy and penetration fall off from AoE weapons, we had to make adjustments to many AoE weapons to compensate for this. AoE radius and AoE weapons may have changed slightly due to this. Ambient buildings. We wanted to improve unit response times when infantry squads are entering and exiting ambient buildings. Change time to load into and unload out of buildings to 0. So, I'm assuming that just basically means that there's less of a delay from when your units get in and out of the building, I guess. Target tables. To isolate relationships of certain weapons versus a unit type without affecting its relationship with all other units, we felt we needed to use target tables. Target tables have been added into the attribute editor. All extra damage towards certain unit types have been moved from damage penetration actions to the target table. So whatever that means, there you go. New weapon type. We felt grenades were taking down ambient buildings too easily. That is actually pretty accurate. They did a little bit too much damage to the buildings. So we wanted to isolate its weapon critical type from other bigger explosive weapons. Small explosive and big explosive. Small explosives are grenades and big explosives are every other explosive weapon. So that's cool. So Basically, the grenades, they'll probably still do the same amount of damage to the units inside, but they're not going to damage the building so much, which was actually too much, considering. Flame weapons and flame criticals. We were not happy with how flamethrower weapons took on the role of anti-infantry upgrade when its role was anti-cover. All infantry and vehicle flame weapons now spawn a flame damage over time on the location of the flame burst. Flame weapons also have a 50% accuracy debuff while moving. This is to prevent flame units from acting like assault troops or easily wiping retreating infantry. Okay, cool. So flame criticals no longer trigger at 50% health, but at 0%. Wait, so that means it doesn't critical anymore? Like, maybe just the animation? Because, like, 0% means the unit's already dead, so what the hell? Okay, whatever that means. All flame weapons have had their damage increased to compensate. All flame weapons now leave a flame dot, as in damage over time, doing damage over time in that area. Yeah, that's exactly what I did. All infantry and vehicle flame weapons are 50% less accurate while moving. So, I guess they're trying to address the situations like for the U.S. forces where if you go to the rifle company, you just get, you know, flamethrowers and everything, and you wipe squads very quickly. So, it looks like they're not going to be as effective anymore. So yeah, so basically the flamethrower is now, instead of attacking, it's just going to put fire under the squad or wherever it hits. So anybody standing there is going to take damage over time. So you just have to move against flamethrowers, which is kind of weird, but we'll see, you know, how much it affects it or not. Squad formations. All infantry squads has had their formation update to better spread out the units in open and negative cover. Their formation in light or heavy cover remain the same. New squad formations added to existing infantry to make them spread out more. Okay, so that's cool. So while they're running out in the open, it means supposedly from this they're going to spread out more, which means less squad wipes because they're all clumped up together. However, their behavior is still the same in heavy cover and light cover, meaning that, you know, they're probably going to tend to clump up in that cover more. But I guess that makes sense. All howitzers. We wanted to make it easier for players to counter howitzers. Howitzer can no longer be built in Command HQ territory. Ah, okay, so... I mean, that's going to make howitzers just less... not prevalent? Yeah, I mean, less prevalent, less common, because... I mean, most of the times, there's just like a fucking B4 or something they can drop on it, and it's a howitzer, a stationary weapon that can't move, so easily it gets taken out. So now, even more, it can't be built inside your HQ. So, bye-bye howitzers. Balance updates. Bridges. We have increased the duration of bridges so they can withstand more damage. Great. Health and armor increased. Wehrmacht. We are increasing the CP of the command tank to bring it in line with our new tank pacing. So, the command tank for the Wehrmacht takes a bit of a hit. It goes from command points 8 up to 9, so it comes up a little bit later now. The Soviets, the ML-20 was doing too much damage per shot for the number of shells it fired. We have decided to reduce the damage. ML-20 damage reduced from 300 to 160, so basically 50%, half damage now. Okay. USF, we wanted to improve the Field Defense Commander upgrade. Field Defenses, CP reduced from 2 to 0. Oh, okay, so you can pop it right away and use that. And the M7 mine replaced with a regular mine. Okay, so that's cool. So it gives it a more active approach there by making it right away available, and you can start mining with regular mines. OKW, the Storm Tiger. The visual feedback from the FX was smaller than the actual damage radius. To match visual feedback and damage radius, we are reducing its AoE radius slightly. Weapon AoE radius changed from 10 to 8, so... The Storm Tiger, the one that we see silence the game altogether, is now having an AoE radius a little bit smaller. And the Balance Preview mod, you know, that's their Balance Preview early September. Okay, well, whatever. Doesn't actually matter too much. Because I believe you were able to check it out before that with a map. Whatever. Doesn't actually matter. Anyways, maps. So there's a lot of changes to maps. I don't actually think I want to go through all of these. I mean, so yeah, like they made a lot of corrections and bug fixes and minor balance improvements in most maps. So things like, yeah, all these like Famous with Approach, Language Sky, and Kolodny. I'll have to keep an eye out to see what those minor balance improvements are, because you know they're always changing, shifting, and moving stuff around. And now comes the big wall of text. As you can see there, the bug fixes. So data optimization, excellent. Fix the bug on the Rocket and Warfare Squad. While prioritized vehicles and camouflage is active, weapon crew would fire at vehicles or infantry revealing itself out of camouflage. So that's good. Like, the weapon itself wouldn't fire, but the other guys around it would still shoot back. So now if you tell it to prioritize vehicles and it's under camo, it's not going to fire. Fix the bug where using an ability while prioritized vehicle is active. Cancelled prioritized vehicle. That's great. Fixed an issue where units receiving unnecessary and unintended criticals. Okay. Fixed an issue where the Soviet mortar weapon would be destroyed before the crew. Okay. Fixed an issue that allowed players to instantly withdraw and refit their vehicle when the vehicle is immobile. Issue where time speed abilities could still work during engine damage. Partially constructed tank traps were as durable as completed ones. Yeah, those are still some issues where you can just basically start building stuff like tank traps, sandbags, and wire, and they're actually very resilient. It takes a long time to take them down, even though they're not fully built. So, I mean, I still think they could do more. With EC8 RadioNet not working as intended. Oh, okay, didn't know that was happening. If you recruit an West German Ostwind, it would turn into an East German Ostwind. Okay, well, that's cool. I mean, I guess that's fine. Panzer II, the Luck could not suppress at Veteran C5. Okay, that's an interesting bug there. Updated various icons with proper assets. Great. Tiger Ace can no longer be abandoned. Ah, why not? That's like the ultimate kick in the ground. Like, you kill the ace and then you steal it? I mean, come on, why not? That doesn't make any sense. Why? Like, I mean, you could make it tweak the value so that it's almost impossible. It doesn't happen that often, but come on, every vehicle should have that. Whatever. Main gun criticals will now only be triggered through explosive and ballistic weapons now. As opposed to what? Like, the mines or something? I guess. So, yeah. So main gun criticals should now be basically less common. Mortar squads can no longer garrison slit trenches. Okay. Puma unit text now appears correctly when recruited by USF and Soviets. Tank traps will remain visible in the fog of war once spotted. Good. Flame damage can no longer damage bridges. Okay. Fix above where bridges can no longer be damaged while being repaired. Sandbags can no longer be crushed by light crush, only medium crush and up. That's kind of cool. So the sandbags work as pseudo tank traps for the light vehicles. They need to have medium crush, so that's kind of neat. That's kind of neat. It'll change the way you can place them. Replaced all map object wrecks with non-salvageable ones. Build vehicle wrecks are still salvageable. So, okay. So, basically, those tanks that you see out on the fields by default for cover, you can't salvage them. So, that's nice. Replaced the map object Opel Blitz truck with a non-salvageable wreck. Fixed the sim box on the Ostwind in the Ardennes assault campaign. Ostwind can now be hit by incoming fire. Okay. Jack Panzer IV and Rocket and Warfare now have an out-of-combat delay before their first strike bonus becomes active. Fix to OKWS half-track structure. Ghost leaves marks in the snow. Okay. Oh, okay. Fix issue with infantry killed by infantry abilities like grenade and satchel charges aren't refunded with rapid conscription. Ooh, I didn't know that happened. So that should make rapid conscription that much better. So, yeah. So if your guys were getting grenaded and satcheled, it didn't actually count for rapid conscription. That kind of sucked. Fix an issue where the player could not progress past the first objective in Mission 5 if the user prevents the Germans from capturing the first point. Okay. Fix an issue where all USF vehicles that are given queued up move commands will continue to carry out the orders when they are abandoned. I think I've seen this. That's actually kind of funny. So if you queue up move order and it gets shot down and abandoned, it still moves. The ghost truck. Okay. I've seen it in ambulances, but that's fucking funny. That's not going to happen anymore. Oh well. Fix an issue where infantry pinned down by a Kubelwagen will eventually become unpinned. I'm assuming while the Kubelwagen is still shooting at them, right? Because otherwise, you know, it would be a little bit too OP if a Kubelwagen perpetually pins something and stops shooting at it and it's still pinned. Updated the help text on the KV2 to indicate proper setup time. Okay. Fixed an issue where the whole MG on Panther doesn't track properly track enemy targets. So the whole MG on the Panther doesn't properly track enemy targets. Okay, so that's fixed. That's cool. I didn't know that happened. Lightning War Doctrine and Armor Assault Tactics abilities show in the incorrect order. Okay. Setting a rally point on a non-vaultable wall will cause infantry to stop in the soft map edge. Okay. Huh, I didn't know that happened. So, huh, interesting. Okay. Paradox 50 caliber heavy machine gun icon from the customizer is different than the in-game icon. Okay. Guard rifles will retreat to the mechanized armor company building instead of the HQ. What? Guard rifles will retreat to the mechanized armor company building instead of the HQ. So I'm assuming this is if you're playing a custom game where a side is OKW and Soviets, you retreat to your friendly's mechanized armor company, because otherwise how the hell would you have guards in the mechanized armor company? Oh wait, no, fuck. I'm for some reason I'm thinking, yeah. Okay, I get it now. Okay. Huh, interesting. Fix an issue with Rakuten Warfare and its ability to toggle abilities in garrison buildings. Okay. Lend-Lease Commander UI now uses the proper M5 half-track UI. Lend-Lease Tactics ability Allied Supply Drop now shows proper icon. Fix the speech issue with Soviet weapon teams not calling out kills in certain light vehicles. Offset start squad location for the OKW so Storm Pioneers no longer spawn inside the HQ geometry and get stuck. Fix an issue with battle shatter lines in the Soviet and Germany. Fix to USF vet leveled vehicle crew leaving behind vet buff on any recruit vehicles after accruing and decrewing them. Oh, that is actually kind of sneaky, and I guess it's a good thing that they clear that. So yeah, like if you have a veteran squad, you pop it out, pop it in, pop it out, pop it in on all your vehicles, and you give them the veterancy. So yeah, that's actually nice. Okay. So that's the patch. However, they did add some additions, and that is the flame weapons. All infantry flamethrower damage reduced 8. I'm not sure if that means reduced to 8 or by 8, but, well, there you go. All flamethrowers that originally had accuracy of 11 now have accuracy of 1, because they said they were going to increase the accuracy on them, basically. And all infantry flamethrowers had their weapon scatter increased, because they now rely more on accuracy than scatter. And then the Stuka incendiary bomb damage increased from 10 to 40, so that's a lot. It's a shit ton of more damage, so hopefully we'll see that incendiary bomb. And that is it, guys. That is the patch that will be hitting us tomorrow on the 3rd of September. I am out for the week. I don't have any more videos for you. I am sorry. Hopefully I can come back in the weekend and pump those video outs, and we shall continue our standard schedule next week, which you can probably expect is going to be filled with Brits because, well, by then the Brits are out. So, yeah. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.